how would you compare the different kinds of learnings that you can get from freestyle versus choreography? So James, maybe you want to hit that one first.
Yeah, freestyle, like I would say it's also dependent on the community you're in. So so when I say that is like if you go back to the roots word of all these things, it's all just dance, right? So
Mm.
dancing freestyle is not like no routine, just whatever you feel or whatever you wanted to do.
Mm.
Choreography is like you have a routine or like
Mm.
you set the moves, whatever it is.
Mm.
So that's how simple it is. But like the fact that there's like a versus,
Mm.
like thing means like there are like the comfort of the dancer depends on like what his or her like preference of learning is. So
Mm.
for example, he wants to or she wants to be like, I want to learn through my own creative stuff. I'm gonna do freestyle. I want to learn by copying this person or like give me a set of moves. I can do it well. Maybe I can try it out. So that's choreography. So for me, like uh, it should be technically it should be not really so different
Mm.
because like you can actually
Mm.
learn the same things. But like when you copy somebody, of course you're gonna be able to learn faster. For
Mm.
me, that's like I mean because it's already there, right? I mean it's this the moves are set, the teacher is going to tell you how to do it and like show you how to do it. So you have a structure. So it's a lot easier for you to actually learn how to dance or instantly dance by following something compared to like somebody telling you just move how you feel.
Mm.
That's kind of like okay how like that's a lot different. But for other people again, for other people who naturally just dance,
Mm.
that's a lot easier.
Mm.
So I feel like yes, they're both a bit different worlds because like no structure, super structured. But for me, uh, yeah, it's two different things. So I feel like there's no. I mean, technically, there shouldn't be a versus thing, or like it kind of hope, like it's like it should be part of a dancer's life, like both. Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be like you should know how to freestyle because you're a
Right, right.
dancer, you know, man. But like, I mean, everybody freestyles when they just hear music, like
Mm.
and they just bop their head. That is freestyle. So like just some dancers focus on that,
Yeah,
and some dancers focus on like I need a routine, like
right.
teach me and I can do that. So I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I answered the question.
Yeah. I think you are. No, you're talking about the learnings, right? Let me Segundo, let me also clarify for the people that are watching. We're not like again, it's not like, oh, here's the freestyle camp versus the choreography camp. It's not that. Obviously, what you mentioned is it's beneficial to being a dancer in either way, whether you focus on one or you combine both. It's just for us. I think what would be helpful for people is just kind of figuring out what kind of learnings they can sort of expect, right, from being in whichever discipline. So for example, the way I see it, and sort of like, I'm not a freestyler in the sense that, I have experience battling. I just like dancing. So whether I'm at my house or in the room, like that, that's what I like to do. So um, like one of the things that sticks out to me, for example, is I think that if you can freestyle, if you're comfortable, right, you with yourself as a freestyler, it's easier for you to sort of establish your presence a bit more, right? Because you're so used to being on your own. You're so used to being the spotlight. You're so used to being like there's no marking. It's like you get in that circle and just go, right? There's no, and then from a choreography perspective, and if you're in that world, you have the ability to be to to adjust perhaps your movement in terms of what's going to be best for the team. So let's say team dynamics. Maybe it also requires more. I don't want to say self-awareness because you can also use self-awareness in your freestyle zone. But I mean, it's just awareness in terms of how you compare to others. So for example, like you could be the dopest dancer, right? Pero wala ka sa blocking. So parang,
Right.
you know what I mean? So those are so what I'm just saying is like these little things that I think add value. Now, because you can focus on one or focus on the other, but when you're able to sort of like, oh, grab from this, grab from that, grab from this, grab from that, then you know, the growth that you can experience is well, to me, I feel like is really exponential. So maybe Jess, maybe you can also speak in terms of the differences in the comparing the learnings from freestyle and choreography.
Yeah. Actually, like I think a month ago or 2 months ago,
Yeah.
CADS, we hosted a Behind the Movement, which is a talk. And I discussed the interconnectedness on choreography and freestyle. That they're basically they're two sides of the same coin. You know,
Yeah.
one can benefit. They're linked together, but they're also different in terms of siguro framework and where you want to focus. Because I feel like you know, when we talk about freestyle, there's, well, for me, like in the simplest way, we can we can like get deeper, but like in the simplest way, like freestyle can be um, understood in like two simple contexts. Like one is to just have freedom to move in your own style, or to use a style freely, like, you know, popping, learning how to pop, and then using freestyle using popping or
That's nice.
locking.
I'm gonna quote
Yeah.
that.
So there's really simple context where you can use freestyle. And of course there's improv, but we don't have to get into that. But and then there's choreography, which is just basically steps put together. So sometimes I think if we break it down into those basic things, we can always develop connections as they build. Because, you know, like in freestyle, for example, like if you learn a particular style, like let's say locking, and you have your Roger Rabbit. A Roger Rabbit is composed of different micro steps within it, which is actually somewhat choreographed before when it was made, and it becomes vocabulary. So there is an interconnectedness, and when you naman, you can't necessarily sit down and be like, "Hey, guess what? I have choreography." I mean, like there is a creative process doing it, and it involves freedom of choice. You know what I mean? So I often analogy na parang freestyle is like a conversation, and choreography is like a written speech or an essay. You know what I mean? One's about composing, the other is about reacting, and I think those two things benefit each other definitely in terms of learning, but they do have certain differences. Like, let's say, like in freestyle, freestyle really helps you develop a reaction type of framework in your head. So now, when you listen to music or when you hear music, you're kind of already conversing through your moves as the music comes in, and there's a cognitive learning with that. Then it develops a certain framework, and you unconsciously have that cognitive strategy of how to react to music right away.
Yeah.
When in choreography naman, it's more about the behind the curtain, the composing, the decision making, the revising, the editing, and then yeah, that in that sense, it's a different a different discipline to it. You know what I mean? So, but just like what you said, both of those things actually help each other. Like I honestly feel that, although it's not always the case, you know what I mean? Like I know a lot of like super dope freestylers. When you put them in a choreography setting, you're just getting like, what are these parameters of counts?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you have choreographers naman na super dope, and they're just like, I can't make up my mind because it's editing as I'm dancing.
Right.
So,
Oh,
so may ganun din eh. May mga ganun din. And it at the end of the day, just like what you said, it's neither picking what's better than the other. Sometimes it's really going by stimuli. Like some dancers, yung stimuli lang talaga nila is reacting. Some dancers need to sit down, compose, and write it before they act, you know? So yeah, that's my 2 cents.
That's dope, man. It's a lot of good insights. I honestly, I feel like we could talk about this subject for a long, long time. But I think you guys both gave some good good insights on that.